It's electric, I think. You know, you wake up, people are pretty quickly energized, everybody's kind of happy and excited. You know, you get up, you eat, everybody's excited to get on the road. You know, looking forward to being able to swim, get some ice cream and whatnot, you know, check out a new town. Yeah, I mean, it's been very nice to be able to just like bike around for, you know, 30 to 50 miles a day, you know, going out, you get to be on the road, you get to see, you know, be out in nature, be with some friends. I spent a lot of time on my own, just like with my thoughts, rolling through the countryside. So it's very chill, very calm.
You wake up in the morning, probably around like 7, and then, you know, you got to pack all your stuff from the night and all your sleeping stuff and pack the tents. After that, you just eat breakfast and then you just get on your way, make a few stops sometimes, especially at the bike shops, and have some lunch from like a grocery store, and then we just bike. Sometimes we stop at lakes as well, and it's fun to swim and just do other stuff until you get to either a campsite, a hostel, or hotel at night, and then you just get ready for bed, go to sleep, and then do it all again.
We've done a lot of things that have been unexpected and exciting. Like sometimes we'll stop at swimming holes and like climb rocks and swim, and that's really, really fun. And then we get ice cream every once in a while and get stopped for food. There are times where we just like eat and then take a nap in a field and play like games, and it's just really nice because like I think when I came to the camp I thought it was just gonna be like bike, 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 sleep, bike, 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 sleep. But it's really just like we spend like 3-4 hours on the bike and the rest is just having fun with each other.
You don't really need to be a super experienced biker to do these things because there's no rush anywhere. You just roll the whole way.
I like just like setting your own pace. Like you don't have to be worried about like not being able to keep up with people.
So like prior to this trip, I never really did a lot of camping and stuff because no one in my family does it. But I found out that I do like camping. So far we've had like one rest day, and we went to a hotel, and you just you stay in that place, like the city, and we walked all around. We went to museums, which were really cool as well, and you just walk, you eat, and have fun, and just chill in the hotel as well, like play card games and stuff.
You stay like at a bunch of places. You stay at campgrounds, families are there, other people are there. And it's really cool to like see the people like come by and be like, hey, what are you doing? It's really empowering like, to tell people like, yeah, I'm coming from New York and going to Montreal. You stay at hotels. Those are really, really nice. Those are like your rest days. You also stay in hostels, which is like a group housing. So you're kind of staying everywhere, going everywhere, and it's just a really interesting experience.
We went through, so far, when we were in Albany, we kind of just got to hang out, explore the city. I got to know everyone on the trip that I didn't really know before.
For the cities, we try and like walk around and like see the city. We saw a museum in Albany. We also went to the FDR museum, I think. That one was also really, really cool. Most of the moments I'll probably remember are just the funny ones. Like we have a notebook full of quotes that we've been taking. Those are our best memories, I think.
Definitely making a lot of new friends because I'm still in contact with those people today. But I have a specific memory of going to the beach somewhere in Cape Cod, and I remember jumping off the bridge so many times, just over and over again, and it was so much fun. Because there's so many different activities that we do outside, which I love.
Here was really awesome. Getting to swim out to that rock was super cool. It's been amazing so far. So really looking forward to getting to Montreal.
One thing I really like is getting ice cream with everyone, because we do that often and it's pretty fun. It's a good treat. And then also another thing I liked was just climbing the hills on our bikes, because like everyone is very dead all together, and I feel like we all have to push through it and we all give each other motivation, so it's really good.
I would describe team treks different from other camps really, because it's just like it's a smaller group, you feel more included, and then it's just like it's more comfortable than the other ones I've been to. I don't miss home as much as I did for the last few I did.
Compared to other summer camps, Teen Treks is a lot more free. It's a lot more lenient They kind of let you choose your own path. Your group chooses what they want to do, where they want to go. A lot of the times when we have food or activities, there's options which can be chosen by, voting.
You can pick the food, like if you want to have something, we cook and we buy the food. If we want to make a pit stop at like a swimming hole or something, you can do that. We can't really choose where we sleep, but that's it. Like, we can set up our tents how we want. We can bring hammocks if you want. You can stop at swimming holes, ice cream.
You have to be independent in like packing your own things, and like the kids make the food too. You know, you gotta kind of take care of yourself, kind of, but you also work with all the other people together.
Teen Trek started in 2001. We do have 2 leaders on all of our trips. Usually between 8 and 12 kids go on our trips. It's a cooperative living experience for kids that they don't get, of course, when they're living with their families. So kids really grow up, they realize, what it takes to go through the day in terms of buying meals, preparing meals, cleaning up, doing laundry, setting up tents, taking down tents. All of a sudden there's all this responsibility just in the daily life that you don't get when you're just living at home with your parents. Leading is a great experience because in 2 weeks, you take these kids out for 2 weeks and you can really change their lives. I think a 21-year-old is just such a perfect role model for a 15 or 16-year-old. Yeah, kids change what they eat, they change how they act, things that they don't do at home, they'll all of a sudden like doing. I think they're just in a new environment, they're open to new activities. And that's what we're providing, is a new environment.
A lot of other summer camps are less like child-oriented and like kids like working and framing the experience for themselves. But Teen Treks is definitely more like paced and like organized. So like it's not what the adults want you to do. It's like they'll guide you, but it's a lot of just like the kids are helping organize it, which makes it really fun, and like it makes it seem less of a summer camp and more of like a trip with like a group of friends that you like might not know at the beginning, but you know really well at the end.
We have the boss, the hydration homie. We have point, secondary sweep, bike safety, the hype man. So the boss is in charge of waking everybody up. The point is the person with the directions, and they guide the whole group. The secondary point is right behind the point at all times, and their job is to point out like interesting things that we could do along the way, like getting ice cream or something. The hype man is, if we ever come to a break, we can just like talk about you're supposed to ask like very like interesting like questions to like keep a conversation going through the group. We have bike safety. That person's in charge of, before we go, to make sure all the bikes are like secure. We have everything in place. Every bike is functionable. And then we have the secondary sweep. That person is in charge of making sure that like they're like second in the back. They make sure no one like drops back too far behind, and they stay with anyone who has a problem with their bike until it gets fixed. And so their job is to basically make sure no one gets like left behind. And then the hydration homie, that person is in charge of filling up everybody's water bottle.
Yeah, so the point has the map, and they lead us all where to go. And then there's a drop system. So if you're too far back, or like, because the group kind of spreads out, so someone will turn and then a person will stay so that the people behind them know where to turn. Then the secondary point will point out like swimming places and ice cream stores and other things, and then we'll just go do those things. The thing that I've learned that's been unexpected is probably how hardy I am, I guess. Setting up the tents and getting up early and riding my bike all day. And I don't like to get out of bed, and I thought that was gonna be hard, but it's not. Like, I can do this.
Kind of want kids to kind of grow up and just experience things different than they're getting at home. You know, they're going to go off to college in a year or 2 or 3 after they do our trips, and parents always just say my kid is a different kid after doing a trip. They're doing their laundry, they're cooking meals, they enjoy cooking meals. Parents are just amazed how their kid changed from the time they went away as a kid and came back as a young adult.
Every other day we alternate a cook crew, so there's a group of people who buy food at a grocery store for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then they'll make that food. And the other team will set up the tents and clean the dishes. So we've actually had some pretty good food. We made mac and cheese, some good mac and cheese. Not like Kraft mac and cheese, like we've been making good stuff. Burgers, we had ramen, and yesterday we had fried rice. For lunch every day we've been mainly eating sandwiches. We've kept it consistent. We've had to adjust because we have one person who's gluten-free and two who are kosher. And so, you know, we have a vegetarian option, some lettuce, apple slices, something like that, and then turkey ham. You know, we've kept that consistent. You know, change up the bread a little bit, change up the chips, change up the meat. It's been sandwiches pretty much every day. Yeah, and then we supplement it with snacks, right? Maybe, you know, we'll have some grapes or some apples or some mandarins, maybe some like fruit by the foot. Also got to have chips every day to replenish the salts because we sweat a lot. It's hot. No, I think the biggest thing that I've learned how to do is how to maximize the space I have, right? So every day we got to strap stuff to the back of our bikes. If you're thinking about doing any of these trips, definitely like 3 pairs of clothes, 4 pairs of clothes, and you'll make it work. I've gotten really good at having a lot of stuff in a very small space, packed in a little rack on the back of my bike, you know, helping other people work through that. There's a lot of, also developed a lot of like interpersonal skills. You know, we do it in school, but this is a great opportunity to like work with other people and try and sort out problems, figure out what you need. You know, get dinner cooked. You gotta cook dinner with 4 other guys. You gotta find a way to make it work.
I was really surprised when I realized how self-directed it was, and how I was actually capable of a lot more than I thought I was. Like, I've never grocery shopped by myself before, but like I learned how to like navigate, and like I learned about how far apart things are and how to like deal with yourself in the world, like how to ask somebody for help, like how to fix your bike, and like how to be self-oriented and just like able to work for yourself and like survival almost.
It's interesting to talk to kids and parents after they've done a trip and they say, well, I didn't miss my phone at all. I mean, they just had such a fun time doing different things that they didn't know that they could be doing different things. So they totally forgot about their phones and had a great time.
I learned that, like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to be off the grid and like away from, I don't know, regular life. I like biking, of course, but this is like the longest bike trip I've been on, and it's been really cool to like go somewhere that I've never been before with nobody who I've ever met before. It feels kind of refreshing to be away from like regular life and be off the grid.
When everything's all packed on the bike, it never ceases to amaze me how little we need to get by and to truly be happy. And now they get to this stage in their life where everything they have fits in 2 bags and a tent. And that's all they own in that moment for those 2 months. And many of them confided in us that this was the happiest they have been in their entire life.
I learned a lot about myself, like inside, because a lot of biking, it's definitely muscle, but it's also just keep going, and pushing yourself to the limit.
When I did Team Treks originally, it really brought out the adventurous spirit in me. I never really thought I could do something like this, and here I am again, 4th trip, and done a lot of things independently too.
We have a lot of trips available. Stuff on the West Coast moving east. We have a California trek that goes from San Francisco to LA. We have a Pacific Northwest that goes from Seattle up into Vancouver. We have a Pacific Redwoods that goes from Portland to San Francisco. We do a lot of trips on the East Coast. We run New York to Montreal is probably our most popular. We run Cape Cod trips. We run New England Shore that goes from Boston to New York City. We run Maine Coast that starts in Boston, goes up through Maine, Acadia National Park, and Bangor, and then back to Boston. We run across America is our most prestigious trip, where we have, last year we had 10 kids and 2 adults biked all across America, starting in Oregon and outside Portland and going all the way to New York City. So that was real popular last year. It was amazing. And then we run Europe trips. We have trips that we call the Grand Tour. It does England, France, Belgium, and Holland. It's a 30-day trip. A Ireland trip called Green Ireland Trek. And then we have a 16-day trip called just Amsterdam, Paris. They do Netherlands, Belgium, and France. So that's a fun trip. And that's pretty popular as well.
So last summer I had the absolute honor of leading the Across America trek, and it was just 2 months of living without devices, without the normal stressors of life, and bonding. And we really felt like some wacky family, just getting by across the country. It was amazing. What I love most about biking is just, it's so freeing. I mean, muscle-powered movement is what we were designed to do as human beings. With that being said, walking 20 miles is quite a strain on everything, but biking, you have that, you're moving fast enough that you feel the wind in your skin, through your hair. So there's a huge satisfactory moment when you hit the bed at night and you just feel your muscles in like that perfect soreness of, you felt like you did something that day. We were born to be nomadic. We weren't born to stay in one spot all the time. We were born to hunt and gather. And in a way, bike touring is that, only we're hunting and gathering from gas stations and grocery stores.
New York City to Montreal is an amazing adventure. And the group, the leaders I were with made it amazing, and it was fun. And we got really the first time I was really adventurous in my life. And the Maine Coast trek is just a beautiful shoreline pretty much the whole way. It's really enjoyable. I guess like just the feeling of knowing you're on the open road and you really don't need anybody else, you know, just good friends and a good time and a destination, and you're set, you know. Don't need to worry about gas, you don't really need to worry about a hotel. As long as you got your camping supplies, you're good, and you can go pretty much anywhere.
I like biking in general, but biking from one place to another is like, it's cool because you're not just doing a loop, you're actually like traveling. You're getting somewhere and you're like spanning distance, which is pretty cool.
Normally we get around from place to place through airplanes or even cars, but like when you're on a bike, like everything that you see, you're gonna like, you know, you're taking it in and you're realizing just how big the world is.
Oh, I'm just so excited to meet the trekkers. I mean, kids who love to bike and love the outdoors, they're truly a special breed in this day and age. Like, I love to meet kids who will choose to be outside, sleeping in tents, versus staying inside, playing games. It's amazing. All the trekkers that I led last summer, again, all with their own personality, their own little quirks, and just watching the group grow together as a family unit. I mean, it's just the best when you're moving together and seeing how relationships and group bonds form, and watching that all develop, and learning about all these kids and their interests, and just, yeah, I'm just so excited to meet the trekkers. I think it's amazing when teens these days choose to be outdoors with nothing but what's on their bicycle versus all the luxury that they might grow up with.
You should totally do it. It's an awesome experience. But one of the reasons I think that people sometimes would be hesitant to sign up is because they don't know anybody. They're scared to meet new people. And everyone who goes on these trips they're really awesome. It takes a special kind of person to be on this, to do this. And the first day is a little shaky. You don't really know too many people, but by like day 2 or 3, you know everyone like the back of your hand, and that's we're all like super good friends now. So that was something that was a big fear for me coming into this trip, but now it's not even a thought in my mind.